determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear.
You gon' die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-A-I-F-E, right in your side. You would never see me coming. You gon' die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-A-I-F-E, right in your side.
NFL Nation, how you doing? Come on in. I'm Dolph Jackson, and this is As the NFL Turns. Hope everybody's having a good day, family. Well, breaking news, fam. The Tennessee Titans have found their new man, as the Titans will be hiring former Bengals offensive coordinator, Brian Callahan. Callahan was instrumental in the Bengals' run to the Super Bowl. And this year, he did a good job with Jake Brown when the Bengals lost Jake Burrow for the season. So the Titans now have their man in the fold. Again, Brian Callahan will be the new offensive coordinator will be the new head coach of the Tennessee Titans. Congratulations to Brian Callahan. Listen, family, I don't know where you were yesterday or what you was doing, man. But that game yesterday, man, your heart goes out to the Buffalo Bills, man, as once again the Bills and their fans were subject to this one more time. Here we go, family.
Norwood will kick it from the right hash mark with 8 seconds left, and the Giants leading Buffalo.
Now, if you go back as far as I go back, you understand what's going on here. Scott Norwood had an opportunity to give the Bills their first Super Bowl title. Scott Norwood was one of the better kickers during his time, but not there. And that's what happened yesterday. Unfortunately, to the Bills succumbed to the Chiefs as it was Patrick Mahomes' first road game in the playoffs in his lustrous career. He goes out, he gets the job done once again, turning away Josh Allen in the Buffalo Bills. I read today where someone say that the Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen battle is reminiscence of Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. But someone did say something. They said something that was quite true. Peyton did win in the playoffs against Brady. Not much, but he did win. And those games were epic. And that game yesterday, listen, Josh Allen played a great game. He played a great game. Now, I don't know what's going on with the Bills and Stephon Diggs, but I mean, he had a crucial drops in that game. But he's one of the top receivers in the National Football League, and Stephon Diggs not getting targeted. Will Stephon Diggs be back with the Buffalo Bills next year? Is there friction in that locker room? Is he unhappy being a Bill? What hurt Buffalo yesterday also was the injuries. The injuries caught up to him. And let's talk about the call that everybody's talking about that Doug McDermott made with the fake punt. Was that the right time to call the fake punt in the game? To me, that was a sign of desperation. It was 4th down and 5. No, not 4th and 1, not 4th and inches, not 4th and 2, but 4th and 5. And if you look at the play, they were ready for it. The Chiefs were actually waiting for it. They were ready for it. They were kind of expecting them to try to do something like that. Let me see if I can pull this up on the all 22 for us so we can take a look at this thing, man. I mean, because when you think about it, that was the wrong time of the game, in my opinion, to try to run a fake punt, man. The wrong time in the game. Your team's still in the game. You punt the ball. You let your defense go out there and go to work, man. That's what you do. But no, they didn't do that. He did not trust, for whatever reason, he did not trust his team to get the job done. It was a great game. One of the better games in this series between these two teams. Will 13 seconds always hunt the Buffalo Bills? Will those 13 seconds a few years ago in Kansas City always define who this Buffalo Bills team is with Josh Allen? Buffalo had this game yesterday. They ran for over 170 yards, about 185 yards. The running game was working. I love their young tight end, Dalton Kincaid. I thought he was one of the better tight ends, if not the best tight end coming out the draft. I mean, but last year's draft was loaded with tight ends. And that young man that you see running that ball right there, Pacheco, he made a huge difference for Kansas City. Even Clyde Edwards-Helaire got in. I mean, the Chiefs rushed for 140 yards themselves. So both teams did what they needed to do on the ground. And to me, one of the key moments in this game was the Chiefs taking the second half kickoff and just flawlessly going down the field. Patrick Mahomes escaping the pocket, a run up the left sidelines, just came out the locker room, setting the tone. And listen, they let the Bills know, hey, it ain't gonna be easy. We're here to win. You know, we're the defending champs, and that drive was like defending champs. Look at this. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, man, what is it about this kid? There's nothing he cannot do. next week's AFC Championship game, you got Lamar Jackson, you got Patrick Mahomes. The better passer, of course, is Patrick Mahomes. One would say the better runner, of course, is Lamar Jackson. But the legs of Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is not a statue. Patrick Mahomes runs to extend plays looking for receivers to get open. He's extending plays to give his receivers time to get open. He doesn't want to run. He's actually using that time, that escapability that he has, to buy extra time for his receivers to get open downfield. So my thing is, and what's going to be the key to this game next Sunday coming, is going to be, first of all, can Kansas City's defense slow down Lamar Jackson in that offense? The thing that I think hurt the Texans was the second half. Lamar Jackson got loose with his legs. He started beating with his legs. Now, what they were doing, and shout out to Carlos, the co-host of Ask the NFL Terms, for bringing this up. And I went back and looked, and he was right. So what they were doing, the Texans were spying him in the first half. So to counter that, the Ravens started running quarterback draws. With less men in the box, you run a quarterback draw. You got a linebacker one-on-one with Lamar Jackson. I mean, hey, who you think's going to win 95, 96% of the time? Lamar Jackson. And listen, he had 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 touchdowns through the air. His second playoff win. Now, move on. Biggest game of Lamar Jackson's career is Sunday. The biggest game of Lamar Jackson's career is Sunday. He just got the one monkey off his back, winning another playoff game. He played good. He hadn't really played good these other previous stints. This was the best game that he played. That Ravens defense, man, they really pitched the shutout. They really only gave up 3 punts in that game. Remember, the Texans got their touchdown on the punt return. So that game is going to be very high strung, very emotional. Can the defending champion Chiefs go on the road, go into Baltimore and defeat the Ravens? Now, everyone knows when it comes to the Ravens have proven over the last month or so that they are to me, the overall number 1 seed in the league by what they did to Frisco, what they did to Miami, and they backed it up and they destroyed the young upstart Texans. And before I go further, man, I want to congratulate the Houston Texans, man, and head coach D'Amico Ryans and CJ Stroud, Nico Collins, all those guys, man, on a great season, man. Nobody expected the Texans to be in a divisional round, win the AFC South in advance. They did a great job, and it's a young football team that's just getting started. So congratulations to the Houston Texans on a great season. Now, getting back to this game yesterday, what did you all feel about that fake punt? Do you think that was a coach that was in desperation mode? Was that a sign of desperation? Was that a sign of, I don't want to get the ball back to the Chiefs? How do you feel about it? Let's go to the chat, see who all we got in the chat. All right. Jerry, how you doing? Come on in. Jerry's here. All right, who else we go? We got Eric, how you doing? Come on in. Thank y'all for being here, my brothers. All right. Eric says, I'm rolling back to Colorado Springs. All right, my brother, you be safe on that road out there, man. Thank you for being here. But yeah, family, so this game, Buffalo, Kansas City, was great. You had 2 of the top quarterbacks in the league. You got the alpha dog. The alpha dog is Patrick Mahomes. And let's talk about the Chiefs for a minute. We know that the Patriots won 6 Super Bowls, correct? We know. But the Chiefs have done something that no team in the NFL has ever done. They have went to 6 consecutive AFC championship games. They have played in 3 Super Bowls with an opportunity to go to their 4th Super Bowl this Sunday. The Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes are today's dynasty. They are the model franchise. They are the dynasty. They are what every team and organization is looking for: consistency. They are consistently good. They are consistently prepared. Now, for most of the season, the defense, which we're seeing here on the All 22 film, the defense for most of the season carried the Kansas City Chiefs. But yesterday, Patrick Mahomes, young receiver, stepped up. Valdez Scantling stepped out. You had the running game with Poche, yeah, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You had Patrick Mahomes escaping the pod. Of course, you had the great Travis Kelce. You had the youngster from SMU, Rice, who was emerging as their #1 receiver, but I think he was a little banged up. Thus may be the reason he only got like 4 targets yesterday, but he did have 4 catches. Young man is going to be really, really good for the Chiefs. But the Kansas City Chiefs, family, I mean, and it's funny because the team that they were playing yesterday went to 4 consecutive Super Bowls. The Bills in the Jim Kelly era went to 4 consecutive Super Bowls. So 4 consecutive AFC championship games, 4 consecutive wins, 4 consecutive Super Bowl appearances. But unfortunately, they lost all 4 of those games. But that does not take away from them being a great team. They were a great team. This team with Josh Allen, what are they missing to get past? Josh Allen can go head to head with Patrick Mahomes. What are the Bills missing? What is keeping them back? What is the last piece of the puzzle that they must add in the offseason to help them get past the hurdle, which is the Kansas City Chiefs? It has to be something. Is it coaching? What personnel moves do you make? Do they move on from Stephon Diggs this offseason? And if they do decide to move on from Stephon Diggs, you already know the first place that he's going to be rumored to go is the Dallas to play with his brother. I mean, they got a young running back in Cook. They got young tight ends. They got a good set of receivers. And look, Gabe Davis didn't even play yesterday. But defensively, man, yesterday, man, I just think that drive to start the third quarter by the Chiefs, that was so impressive, man. They came out the locker room, and man, they marched that ball straight down the field. You saw a team that had a sense of urgency. You saw a team that was focused and determined. You saw a team that said, hey, not today. We're not relinquishing our title as the reigning Super Bowl champions. Not today. You're going to have to take it from us. We're not going to give it to you. But Buffalo almost gave the game to Kansas City with the fake punt. And I go back because it right now, I'm still scratching my head. Why would you run that? Why would you run that fake punt? Why? There was plenty of time to go. You had at least 2, maybe 3 timeouts left. It made no sense for them to run a fake punt. It was just a bad call by the head coach. Now I hear some today were talking about, does McDermott get fired? Do you fire him? He's a winning coach. You got a good, talented team. You got a good offensive coordinator, that Brady, Joe Brady, who I think should just be given the reins as instead of the interim, which he's not. He actually is the OC. And there you go, right there, family. You just saw it right there. Another wide right. Look at this. If you're Buffalo, you hold it. man, just I'm not a Bills fan, but as a fan of football, man, it hurts just to watch that, man. It hurts. Look at this, family. And Bills fan, I'm not trying to rub it in, but damn it, it just sucks, man. And listen, the coaches spoke during the week. They had all the confidence in this kid, and he goes, my heart went out to him, man. Cause right there, you got all of everybody. You got the weight of the world came down on his shoulders, man. It looked like a good hole. Looked like he just struck, and it just went right. It was just a bad kick. Let's look at it again. Looked like the hole was good. Let's go back. Let's look at it again. I didn't see nothing with the hold. I didn't see nothing with the snap. Okay, we're gonna start it right there. All right, let's see. Let's see if we see anything. Good snap, good hold. Let's see from the end zone view. Did the holder get the laces spun around? Let's see. Did he get those laces spun around? There's a snap. Yeah. He just mishit it. He just missed the kick. He just missed the kick. Now the question has to be asked: will Buffalo ever get a better opportunity to defeat the Kansas City Chiefs than they had yesterday? Remember, for much of the year, this Kansas City offense has been searching for their identity, searching for playmakers on the outside. Rice, the young receiver from SMU, has started to come on toward the late part of the season and emerge as the number one receiver, because they're going to need somebody besides Kelsey. Now, the thing is, what will the Chiefs add in the offseason? Who will they add in the offseason? Do they probably add, let's say, someone like New Orleans Saints wide receiver, Michael Thomas? Do they add a Michael Thomas to the thing? I don't know. Who knows, family? But a veteran, consistent pass catcher to go with Kelsey. Now, listen, this matter of fact, touching on that Michael Thomas thing, this past offseason, him and Kelsey were talking about him possibly coming to Kansas City. But Michael Thomas decided to re-sign with the New Orleans Saints once they got their recall. Maybe it's Mike Evans. Let's say they go out and get both Mikes. Mike Evans is a free agent. Let's say the Chiefs go out and they sign Mike Evans. Mike Evans, you have a chance for a Super Bowl if you come play with Travis Kelce, Pachenko, Patrick Mahomes, and yeah, oh, by the way, we getting Michael Thomas too. That'll be a hell of a that'll be a problem for that'll be a problem for the entire National Football League. But again, man, congratulations to the Chiefs for moving on to the AFC Championship game for the 6th consecutive time. They will battle for an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. They've been to 3. They are trying to make it 4 out of the last 6 seasons of them being in the Super Bowl and trying to go 3-1. But standing in their way are the Baltimore Ravens, led by this year's surefire MVP in Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson has a chip on his shoulder. How fitting would it be for Lamar Jackson? And I believe this will be his 2nd MVP, to not only have the stellar season that he had regular season, have a great start off his playoff run, great in the divisional round, but in the AFC Championship game, going head to head with the standard now, Patrick Mahomes. Defeats Patrick Mahomes, goes to the Super Bowl, and win Super Bowl MVP. You couldn't write a better script, family. You couldn't write a better script. But listen, family, I ain't gonna keep y'all long. Just wanted to come on tonight, man, and touch on this game as the Bills, ghosts of the Bills past, once again catch up with them, man. As once again for the Bills, it was wide right. It was wide right, family. Heart goes out to the Bills family because their Bills are a good football team. The Buffalo Bills have a good football team, hands down. But they just cannot get past the Kansas City Chiefs, and they had everything. You had home field advantage. The crowd was into it. Josh Allen played football. Josh Allen played a great game. He was throwing the ball. He was running the ball. Now, Stephon Diggs, that's something to talk about. I don't know what the disconnect is there, but there is something going on with Stephon Diggs and the Buffalo Bills. Do not be surprised that if on draft night we get a trade, Buffalo trades Stephon Diggs to get some draft assets back. Now, I know I'm figuring he's worth probably a third round pick. I don't see anyone giving up a second round pick for Stephon Diggs. I see maybe a 3 and a 6 for Stephon Diggs. But again, shouts out to the Kansas City Chiefs. Congratulations. I'm Dolph Jackson. This is As the NFL Turns. I want to remind you all to join myself, Zach, Nonfiction, and Carlos this Friday night as we get you ready for championship weekend, as we will break down each contest. In the AFC, it's the Chiefs heading in to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. And in the NFC, the Lions, that's right, the Detroit Lions are in the NFC Championship game for the first time since 1992, as they will go in to Santa Clara and take on Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers. Can the Lions do it? Can the Lions take down the 49ers? I'm here to tell you that I think they can. I think both games this week are going to be excellent. They're going to be don't miss, can't miss games. And listen, just get your popcorn ready, sit back, relax, put your feet up, grab your drink, and enjoy championship weekend. I want to thank everybody for joining me. If you're joining live, thank you for being here. If you're watching the replay, thank you for being here. Listen, hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you guys Friday at 8:30 p.m. for As the NFL Turns, as we get you ready for championship weekend. I'm Dolph Jackson, and this has been As the NFL Turns.
Some sort of pain, you caused a permanent stain, which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear, I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here, the sound of deafening fear.
You don't die if you try, you just might get a little bit of trouble, K-N-I-F-E, right in your side, you will never see me coming. You don't die if you try, you just might get